We're more connected than ever and somehow lonelier than ever. What's causing it and how do we fix it? Welcome back. Today I want to talk about something really important, and I want to say something that might sound a little wild at first. Having 500 friends on Instagram doesn't mean you're truly known. That's like having 500 Monopoly properties, technically impressive, but none of them are showing up when your life falls apart. In fact, we're living in a time where we can know everything about someone's breakfast smoothie, their dog's Halloween costume, and their beach vacation, but still have no idea how their heart is doing. We're more connected than ever, and yet we're lonelier than we've ever been as a people. Here's the thing. You can be liked by 1,000 people and still not feel loved by one. That is the ache so many women are carrying around quietly right now. We scroll, we comment, we double tap like it is our full-time job minus benefits, dental, and PTO. But deep down, we're craving something deeper. We're craving real connection, real relationships, the kind where you can show up without makeup, the kind where someone remembers your birthday and how you like your coffee. So today we're going to cut out the nonsense because truly, we are not lonely because we don't have people around us. We're lonely because no one truly knows us the way we need to be known. And if you're tired all the time, it's not just your schedule, it's the weight of doing life without deep connection. So today we're going to talk about how to build these kinds of connections, the ones that nourish your soul and remind you that you belong. So I want to tell you about Lauren. Lauren is a woman that I coached who changed my whole perspective on connection. On paper, Lauren had it all together. Successful career, beautiful home, active social calendar. On Instagram, she looked like she was running a lifestyle magazine, the kind where even her throw pillows had a better morning routine than most people. That kind of woman. But in our first session, I will never forget how her voice cracked when she said, "I feel invisible in my own life." You see, Lauren was the friend who organized every gathering. She remembered everyone's birthday. She brought meals when someone was sick. She always showed up with the perfect gift. She once made 2 different gluten-free brownies just so every friend felt seen. Martha Stewart would have cried. She said to me, "People know what I do." And tears welled up in her eyes. And she said, "But they don't know who I am." One night, after hosting a dinner party where she'd made everyone's favorite dishes, she set a gorgeous table and made sure everyone's glasses stayed full. Lauren locked herself in the bathroom and cried. She said, "I realized I'd spent the whole night making sure everyone else felt special, but I couldn't remember the last time someone asked me a question deeper than, 'Where did you get your top?'" Lauren had gotten really good at being pleasantly disconnected. She was showing up polished and put together, but never letting anyone see her struggles or her doubts or her real heart. And as it turns out, when you only show the curated version of your life, you end up with curated relationships, like a Pinterest board with no depth. And when you don't let people see the real you, you never feel truly loved because the you they are loving isn't the full picture. So over the next 6 months, Lauren learned to let her walls down, to actually say no sometimes. And she learned that the world would not end if she said no. She learned to share her actual feelings as opposed to just what she thought someone wanted to hear her say. The first time she told a friend she was struggling, she texted me and said, "I thought I'd feel weak, but I've never felt more relieved." Now her connections are fewer, but they're deeper. So if that's you, if you have been feeling loneliness, if you've been feeling unseen, like you're everyone's rock but no one's priority, you're not alone. This is very common for women. And you can change that. Let's talk about how we could change it. So here's what's going on under the surface. Our nervous systems are completely overwhelmed. Between constant notifications, hustle culture, news cycles, and let's be honest, trauma from the last few years, we've trained our brains to protect and not to connect. We're basically emotional water skiers. We're skimming across the surface so we don't wipe out. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk in The Body Keeps the Score talks about how disconnection often comes from a place of self-protection. We don't want to get hurt. We don't want to be rejected or misunderstood, so we stay on the surface. But let me share something powerful with you. Harvard University has been running a study on happiness for 85 years. I've talked about this study so many times. It is the longest study of its kind ever conducted. They followed hundreds of men, and now women, thankfully, throughout their entire lives from college to well into their 90s. And their most significant finding is that close relationships, more than money or fame or power, are what keep people happy throughout their lives. Yeah, not a promotion, not a beach house, not six-pack abs, thank goodness, just people who know you and still like you anyway. It's not career achievement. It's not money. It's not perfect health. The Harvard researchers discovered that relationships actually protect us. They protect our health as well as our happiness. They get into our bodies and they help us live longer. Our relationships. In fact, the study's director, Dr. Walbert Waldinger, puts it bluntly, and he says, loneliness kills. It's as powerful as smoking or alcoholism, which is completely wild because at least cigarettes come with a warning label, right? Loneliness just shows up wearing a cute outfit, pretending everything's fine. This isn't just spiritual wisdom, it's scientific fact. Your body literally calms down when you connect with someone who truly sees you. But connection requires vulnerability, and vulnerability feels risky when our brains are constantly in protection mode. And add that to our busy lives, and we've accidentally started outsourcing connection to screens and highlight reels. But here's the good news. You were wired by God for connection. It's not a weakness, it is a holy longing. And when you lean into that desire with wisdom and intention, beautiful things happen physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So let's get super practical. I'm going to give you 3 shifts that will help you build deeper, soul-filling relationships without adding one more to do to your life. Shift number 1, going from I'm fine to here's what's actually going on. Connection starts with honesty. Now, I'm not saying that you should go trauma dump on the barista at Starbucks, but when a friend asks how you're doing, don't default to I'm fine. That word is so bland, it should come with a side of unseasoned chicken. I want you to try saying, honestly, it's been kind of rough. It's been a rough week. I'm feeling worn out. Or I'm okay, but I've been in my head a lot lately. That small act of honesty gives the other person permission to be real too, so we don't have to wear the I'm fine masks all the time. I'm fine. I'm perfectly acceptable. I don't want to say anything wrong, so you pull back away from me and we both just glide at the surface level. Make a bid for authenticity and to be real and to be vulnerable. That's the first shift. Shift number 2, I want you to shift from do they like me to do I feel safe with them? So let's flip the script. Instead of trying to win people over or wondering if you're enough for them, I want you to start asking yourself this one question. Do I feel emotionally safe around this person? That's the question. That's the kind of relationship where connection can grow. If someone constantly drains you or judges you or makes you question your worth, they may not be your people. And that's okay. Because if being with them makes you feel like you flunked an audition that you didn't even know you had, that's your sign that that's not your person. You don't need a million friends. You need 2 or 3 people who see you, who love you, and will challenge you. Okay, now shift number 3. I want you to shift from, I hope connection finds me, to, I'm going to create connection. Because waiting on connection to magically appear is like waiting on abs to show up without ever doing a single crunch. Spoiler alert, I have been waiting since 1999. We have to build this one small act at a time. I want you to send the text, schedule the coffee date, ask a deeper question, be the friend you wish you had. It might feel awkward at first, but awkwardness is just the price of entry for authentic connection. So let's ditch the checklist and get to the point. Here's a 3-step plan to build real connection starting today. Number 1, I want you to audit your circle. Who brings energy? Who drains it? Get brutally honest with yourself. I want you to create a connection audit. Write down the names of people you feel safe, alive, and calm around. Those are your people. Now I want you to ask, who needs more of me and who needs less? That's what the audit is going to do for you. So step 1, audit your circle. Step 2, show up real. Pick one person and tell them the truth about how you're doing. Not the polished answer, the real one. Then ask a deeper question in return. Like, what's been weighing on you lately? Or what's something you've been praying about? Simple, clear. We're playing tennis. You're just passing that tennis ball over and let's see if they hit it back. Now, here's a bonus move. You can send a 30-second voice memo to someone you love. Let them hear your voice say, I miss you. You matter to me. That's real connection. One of my good friends, she is always busy. And I will text her, and a few weeks later, she'll reply back and go, I'm a terrible friend. I'm so sorry. I haven't talked to anybody outside my house or work in weeks. And this happened recently on text, and I said, it's okay. I will continue making bids for connection. And whenever you see them, you can reply back. And she said, oh, bids for connection. It makes my heart melt. So we both know we're busy. We both live big lives. We're both women in our 40s. What are we going to do? This just happens, right? But there's something special when one of us sends the other one a voice memo to go, hey, I love you. You're on my mind. I think you're great. It's a bid for connection. One thing that adult relationships have taught me, especially since I had, a million children and I've been running my business, is we can't take it personally when friends aren't quick to text back or we lose track of people sometimes for a few weeks or a few months at a time and then we pick back up. It's just life, and that's okay. We have to learn not to automatically think this person doesn't care about me anymore. They're a terrible friend. How they've turned their back on me. It is important with your friends to give them the grace to know that everyone's probably just barely keeping their head above water. But even in the midst of that, still send a bid for connection. Send that memo. Send that text. Keep reaching out to people. And when you do, show up real. You don't have to show up real at first because if somebody's in the middle of a life crisis, they may not want to hear all the details. So check on them, hop on the call, then show up real. I may have told you the story before. When Megan and I ran into each other at Disney recently, I was there with a group of my clients. And the next day, we sat at a table in Epcot and talked for 3 hours. And when we first hugged each other that night and said, I can't believe you're here, we didn't just trauma dump on each other, but you better believe at Epcot the next day, we sat for 3 hours and told each other every terrible thing that had happened for the last few years. And we comforted each other through and coached each other through and encouraged through because we showed up real. And that is what connects people. That's what makes real connection. We weren't there positioning and posturing of, let me tell you all my successes and let me tell you how everything's great. It was just two friends that missed each other and got busy in the midst of life. Step 3, I want you to create what you crave. Do not wait on this. Don't overthink it. I want you to take the first step. Invite someone to coffee. Share something honest. Reach out before you're ready. You don't need a dozen people. You need a couple of people who see you clearly and love you anyway. So I want you to go find them. Or better yet, go be them. If you've ever thought, no one really sees me, I want you to hear this. You are worth knowing deeply. Not the highlight reel version of you, but you. The quirky, complicated, still growing, kind-hearted, occasionally hot mess version of you. The one with a car full of empty water bottles, an Amazon cart full of intentions, and a brain full of tabs. That's all of us to some degree. Don't settle for shallow. Don't believe the lie that no one has the time or the space for real connection. Start small, start honest, start where you are. You don't need to be perfect to be loved. You just need to be real. You're not too much. You're not too late. You're not too anything. I believe you're ready, and connection is worth the courage that it takes to build it. So let's go be real. Let's be seen and be known. Okay, now let's talk about recommendations. I have 2 recommendations for you. I haven't talked about this one on the podcast in a while, and I am back on this drink. This is bubbly, sparkling water, and it is Bellini Bliss. It's peach, pineapple, and mango flavors, and it is delightful. I did admit to you recently that I was back on A&W root beer, the zero version. I am off of it. Everybody who said, Allie, that is so bad for your gut, stop that. I did quit that. So I'm back on LaCroix and bubbly, and I'm in my carbonated water peach phase. Like beach plum from LaCroix is amazing. Strawberry peach is amazing. And Bellini Bliss from bubbly. I love them all. So it is the summer of peaches for me. I can't tell you how much I love all those flavors. Also, I never imagined a LaCroix that is strawberry and peach together would taste good. It tastes amazing. The only reason I tried it is I use Walmart Plus for grocery deliver, and it said it's a bestseller. And I thought, well, let me give that one a try. It is delightful. I do have a new cosmetic, or I do have the new skincare that I love. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see it right now. This is the Rock Multi-Correction Revive and Glow Eye Balm with vitamin C. So I was influenced by a makeup artist on Instagram. She uses this eye balm under the eye before she puts on concealer. I love it that it has vitamin C, but it's not strong enough to burn because I told you in the skincare episode I did, if it's over the counter, it's not in an intense enough strength that it really matters. But I'll take a little vitamin C. But this is great. You just rub it just like this under the eye before you put on the concealer, and it makes sure that under your eye is moisturized so you don't look like a mummy when you put on concealer. At 48, I'm really struggling to readjust how I apply a concealer so I look good and I don't look like a mummy. But the rock stick really helps. I keep the rock stick in my bag and I use it throughout the day. Now, if you use it throughout the day and you have sunscreen on and you go back outside, you do want to put sunscreen under your eyes. It's still worth it. Sunscreen is still the most important thing you can put on your face. But if you're drinking a peach bubbly and you have a rock under eye stick, I mean, how bad could your day be? It's going to be a great day. You know what else makes it a great day? The fact that you are here with me. I'm so grateful that we get to spend this time together. Thank you for investing in your spiritual health, your emotional health, and your personal growth, because it's not just about you, it's about everyone in your life. Today's episode about loneliness, when you change how you show up in the world and you show up with more vulnerability authentically and you make real connections with other people, this doesn't just change your life. It doesn't just change your level of happiness in life. It can completely transform the lives of the people that you love, your great friends. This is important that you do this. Thank you for investing in you. Thank you for being the kind of woman who takes the bull by the horns. Thank you for being the kind of woman that doesn't give up. Thank you for being the kind of woman who, even though life is throwing a lot of craziness her way all the time, you keep doing the thing. You keep moving forward, little baby steps, one by one. I want you to remember that you're stronger than you think. You're smarter than you give yourself credit for, and you're braver than you feel in the hard moments. And the best part is you are just getting started, whether you are 82 or 22. It is my joy to coach you. It's my joy to cheer you on and remind you that with God, you have what it takes. So keep stepping up, keep showing up and loving well, because you know the truth. You cannot break a woman who gets her strength from God. I hope you have a great day. Keep standing strong, and I'll be back with you soon. Am I recording? I am. Okay, here we go. We're more connected than ever. So sorry. Pull myself together. Okay. On today's? No. I'll do it again.